Hello there and welcome back. My name is Lacey and today I'm going to be going over Arma Reforger medical system. This is going to be a quick kind of overview on what to do in the case of mass casualties and how to patch individuals back up, what your priorities should be, and really cover the in-depth elements of the medical system when it comes down to your immediate surrounding. In this guide, I'm going to show you how to patch a person up from being hit by Moors. Maybe you'll be Christopher Reed. Maybe you'll be someone else that I have randomly spawned in. I don't know. We'll see. But let's get into your base medic kit. In the arsenal, we can see I have my kit already set up. I have an automatic rifleman Alice and a medical bag as my two main elements in this kit. From there, I have a carbine and pistol. These are kind of my systems as far as my individual security and what I'm able to carry. For my bag, I'm going to load out extra supplies that I can use to support the team. This bag is not really just my supplies, but the supplies for the entire team. In the incident of a mass casualty effect, or the chance that I hit a mortar or a mortar hits my team, I can drop this medical bag and friendly elements can pick up supplies as they go. If I drop this bag, it's not like I'm out of supplies, as my Alice, which holds both my ammo and my medical supplies, is still here to support my team. I have plenty of saline, tourniquets, bandages, and morphine to really patch any of my fellow soldiers back up. Now I can drop the number of morphine there to, as low as 8, but realistically, that's should be enough to ensure that I get them up. 12 is more than enough, actually, as you could go with way less than that. But ideally, you have enough bandages, tourniquets, and saline to support bringing someone up from minimum health up to the basically expected element of them being able to roll over and start attending to themselves. The bag is really just there to support me. If, let's say, I use up all my saline, I've still got 3 extra saline. Let's say I use all my morphine, I've got more morphine. Someone steals my tourniquet, I have an extra tourniquet. Or bandages. This way, I am not using supplies that I would expect to use for myself, such as my morphine, bandages, or tourniquets up here in my trousers. And I'm pretty well safe that I have the supplies for myself and for others to patch themselves up. Now, along with this, I'm staying close to my ideal weight of 35 kilos. That way, I'm still able to maneuver, and I'm carrying more smoke than fragmentation grenades so that I can spend more time actually covering myself, patching people up, and not really focus on the danger or damage part of my kit, as I'm not going to expect to use my assault rifle or pistol very much. The idea there is, if I'm down to them, I kind of already ran into an issue, because the medic really shouldn't be your frontline soldier. He should be supporting the squad as a whole, staying back and aiding where needed. So, let's get into why we have different elements in our kit. What are the different elements of medical items used for, and why should we focus on one rather than the other? So, leading out with tourniquets. Tourniquets are used to slow the effects of bleeding. If, let's say, my arms and legs are having heavy bleeds, tourniquets will change that heavy bleed to almost a light bleed, if none at all. Tourniquets are effective not due to the fact that they can stop bleeding, but because they are so much faster to apply than bandages themselves. About half the time it takes to apply a bandage, I can have a tourniquet applied. So I could get 2 tourniquets on myself before the bandage even is on my first limb. The tourniquets are best used to kind of slow that bleed rate so that you can get bandages on areas that you can't get tourniquets on, such as the torso or the head. So tourniquet the arms and legs first, get bandages on the torso and head, and then bandage the rest so that you pretty much don't lose the individual that you're trying to work with. As far as after everything is bandaged, as bandages do stop bleeding completely, take the tourniquets back, because tourniquets can be reused, as it says there, and leaving them on an individual who is wounded will inevitably lead to any advancing improvements from using morphine or the like, basically nullified, as tourniquets will reduce and impair the mobility and accuracy of the individual as if they were injured. So essentially it slows the bleeding and gives the effect as if they were seriously injured, even if they aren't. So remove tourniquets after you're done bandaging, so you just keep them for later as well. After you've patched up their torso and head, this is a good time to give them saline. Saline will start working with them, especially considering if the arms and legs are still tourniqueted and you haven't bandaged them yet. The saline will give you that extra breathing room just in case they were pretty bad when you first got to them and they were real close to begin with. So from there, that saline, you bandaged up their limbs, got the tourniquets, it's just on to morphine. Morphine is the aftercare kind of element. You use morphine to get someone back up and moving. Morphine has the ability to reduce the effect of injuries over time. It lasts for about a minute in game, and you can give a person one morphine after another every minute. And each morphine stacks. So the first morphine, if you're serious, it will kind of drop you down into a high or heavy injury. Then from heavy injury, you'll go down to moderate, and then you'll go down to light. It is extremely effective to just keep giving them it. You can get someone back up to full health within about 5 to 10 minutes by just making sure you're on top of giving them morphine. They'll be good to go. Another thing to bring along, but it's not required, is the medical kit. Medical kit is really something I would put in a Jeep or a truck, and this is intended to kind of bring people back from those injuries a lot quicker at the price of supplies. Now, if you're playing in GM mode, the medical kit will not require supplies unless it is enabled, and if you have an ambulance with the medical kit, it will completely remove the injury to begin with. So bringing medical kits with an ambulance is the best case scenario. So let's get into our mass cas. So we have Christopher Reed over here with Charlie Brown and a few other goobers all the way out there. And I am going to go in GM and strike them. So when it comes down to an actual casualty, your main viewpoint will be safety of yourself and your intended patient. So right there, Christopher Reed was the one who took a hit. Surprisingly, not everyone else did. So running up to him as they throw smoke to actually cover, we can see here that he is pretty badly wounded. I'm not even going to check to see kind of where he's at as far as injuries, because my main goal is to patch him. Here, Charlie Brown is going to aid me, but for the most part, you can see that he is injured on every limb. So, yep. Ideally, if we were still getting shot at and the like, he would be still down, everyone else would be covering me with cover fire and the like. But in this instance, yeah, so he went down again, but I believe I got the last bandage on him before, so I'm going to hit him with some saline. And now it's, if these guys would stop fucking with me, yeah. So he's down to just the areas that were tourniqueted, and it was just that one arm that is still left. But he is patching, no, he's not. So he was patching somewhere else. But essentially, the idea is to patch as many areas as you can, bring him back, and in this instance, he's got all my tourniquets still on him. If he was an actual player, I could yell at him to give back my tourniquets, which, voila. Hit him with a morphine, because they don't like morphine for whatever reason, to give it to themselves. And there, Christopher Reed is back up and walking. So, to look on his end what that kind of looks like, and what injuries we are looking at, he's pretty well injured across the board. And as we can see here, with his injuries, they are currently blinking blue. You can see that he has saline and morphine applied. This is only seen on the player's side who is injured. On the right side, you can see this is high blood loss. It is a little bugged, and it shows kind of what my impairments are currently. So I am patched up, or he's patched up, and just keeping an eye on that. I can keep an eye on it by just walking up to him and checking to see if I can give him more morphine. The saline just finished, and he's still on high blood loss, but it's not nearly as bad as it was. So, in this instance, come on, I'm going to hit him with one more. Now, he's got enough blood in him to continue running around doing what he is, but on the off chance that he is to get shot again, the idea is to prevent injuries further. In that instance, if there was more casualties and there's only 1 or 2 guys up, I would have dropped my bag. He would have been good, and everyone else would have been able to patch themselves up and get going. So there, he is no longer showing that he is injured, and even in GM, for the most part, he is good to go, with minor injuries across the board, moderate blood loss. That took little under 5 to 6 minutes. Sure, I did have some help, but that help did also slow me down a little bit. At the end of the day, the biggest viewpoint for medical supplies and kind of how to interact with it is be cautious on what you do and how you do it in what order. The tourniquets should always try to be applied first. Getting that stuff on and done with just makes a whole world of difference. As, 4 heavy bleeds compared to 2 heavy bleeds is a or 6 heavy bleeds compared to 2 is a huge difference in life expectancy. As you've seen there at the last moment, he was very low in blood, and we nearly lost him there if I didn't hit him with that saline. But with that being the case, thank you all for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Bye!